Shalom, Shalom, Israel. Today's lesson that I'm going to get into is reincarnation. The title of the lesson is probably going to be, yes, reincarnation is biblical. A lot of people don't know, or a lot of groups teach that reincarnation is not in the scriptures. What it is, I'm just going to go through a couple of scriptures, get to the point, and hope you enjoy the lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory due unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honor to our apostles and elders that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there and everyone on the comment board. So, let's go pull out a couple scriptures. I'm not gonna make the lesson too long, but we're gonna get in straight to it. There are a lot of groups out there that don't teach reincarnation. There are a lot of people that say it's not real, but in scripture it's known as regeneration. But let's get into it. First scripture, Jeremiah 1 and verse 5. It says, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of thy womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations." Now, how can the Most High have known Jeremiah before he was in the belly? That was up in the spirit world, because we was all spirits before we was flesh. So, before he knew Jeremiah, he already knew Jeremiah's lot, what he was going to be put on this earth to do, and that was to be a prophet unto the nations. So let's just get a little background, but we're gonna get into some scriptures right here. First one I want to get into is the book of Revelation. 1 and 7, 7. Revelation 1 and 7. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of all the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen." Now, the he there is talking about Yahweh Shah. He coming with clouds, which is the chariots. And it says, "And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him." So, how is the people that pierced Yahweh Shah back in the old times still walking around to this day? That doesn't make sense. Ain't nobody over here walking around this earth over 2,000 years old. So how does that work? Therefore, the people that pierced him are back on this earth today, and they lot. And when he comes back with the chariots, they're going to see him, the ones that pierced him. So how does that work if reincarnation isn't real? Y'all show me one person that's walking around this earth today that's over 2,000 years old. It's not possible. So therefore, regeneration would have to be in the scriptures. Would have to be. I'm gonna go to the book of you niggas, man. You Israelite groups, Israel niggas, and all those other people, man. Y'all wicked, man. Like, how y'all say reincarnation is not in the scriptures? So y'all gotta explain that. How's the people that pierced Yahweh Shah going to see him when he comes back? Yeah. This is a book. We're gonna get into the next scripture, man. It's just very clear that the Most High is not dealing with these men, man. Come out here with false doctrine and nonsense. This is the book of John. Where is it at? Hold on. Oh, okay. I'm gonna start at 1. "And as Yahweh Shah passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth." It says, "And his disciples And his disciples, Slakia, and his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Now this is the account of Yahushua healing the blind man from the clay and stuff. But the point is, now this also goes to show that our people back then knew that regeneration existed. But they're asking, who did sin, that this man or his parents, that he was born blind? So he just came into the earth. And as we know that you could be punished, you live out your judgment on earth. But this man's particular judgment was to be born blind, so that Yahweh Shah can heal him. But he was born blind. So what did he do that he was born blind? He done something in his previous life, because when we die, we go up to the Heavenly Father, and also we get our judgment. Then we come back down to the earth, and that's where we live out our judgment. That regeneration also cuts that hell doctrine as well, because how is the place of judgment under the sun? But I thought judgment was when you go up to the Most High, He decides if you're good or bad. At Christianity, He decides if you're good or bad, and then if you're good, you get to stay, and if you don't, He pulls a lever and you go flying down to go be with Satan in the middle of the earth, burning for eternity. That regeneration cuts that. It makes no sense. I'm gonna get into that too. Go to Job. Bear with me. I think it's in the 20s. What is it? Yeah, right here. Job 19, verse 25. It says, For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. End times. 26. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh I shall see the Most High, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. So Job, he said that the worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh I shall see the Most High. So how is the body that Job's in going to decay? The worm is going to eat it. It's going to go back into the ground, turn back to dust. But in his flesh, he's going to see the Most High. How is that going to happen? Because Job's going to come back. And Job knew this. You Christians and you wicked groups out there, man, y'all can't get around this. Regeneration is in the scriptures. And it's very clear. It's clear that the spirit of the Most High is not dwelling within these niggas, man. Now, let me get this, because I'm gonna touch in this little bit of this hell while we're going through this regeneration. What do I want here? I think so. Okay. This is 2 Corinthians 5, verse 1. It says, For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, which is our human flesh on earth, this is our bodies right now, we have a building of the Most High, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. For in this we groan earnestly, desire to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven. If so be that being clothed we shall not be found naked, for that we groan For we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened. Which is what? In this tabernacle, what are we groaning about? Wake up, back hurting, feet hurting, headaches, being sick, the flu, stuffy noses, impaired vision, uh, cancer, strep throat, what else? Chicken pox. All this stuff, we're being burdened by this. It says, not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon the mortality might be swallowed up of life. Now, do I want to keep going? Is that all that I wanted? I think that's what I wanted. That too, but this is the point right here. I'm going to jump down to 10. It says, for must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. So what? When you die, you go up to that judgment seat, and you get your judgment, and then what? You come back, and you get sent. You live out your judgment on earth. I think there was something I wanted in here also. Let me get that though. Let me get it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. What's wrong here? I don't think I got this. Do I got this pulled out? All right, bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. Because now I want to get the more under the sun. I saw the place of judgment. I want to get that. So I can bear with me. So. I know it's in Ecclesiastes. Oh, here it is. Right, okay. Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. This book, Ecclesiastes 3. Actually, no, I want to go up on this. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to start at 16. Let me get to the point. I'm going down. Because this is also going to the reincarnation too. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine, and what's under the sun? The earth. Verse 17, it says, I said in mine heart, the Most High shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there, Slakia, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them, and that they may see themselves are beasts. 19. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, every one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. 20, this is the point. All go unto one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. That's the point. So do how do we get this? You die, you go to hell if you're wicked, but it just says all go into one place. And then it says all of the dust and turn to dust again. So how do you return to a place for the first time? That's a question. Which makes no sense. Somebody has to explain that. That proves that when you die, you go up to the Heavenly Father. And hold on, I'm gonna get a precept on this. Hold on. Let me get this. Spirit. Bear with me. How does it go? I know it's in Ecclesiastes too. It's the Spirit returns until the blue letter made me so sensitive with words. Bear with me. I think it's what, in 12? Yeah, it is in 12. Alright, so I can't remember. Alright, here we go. Ecclesiastes 12, verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High, who gave it. So how? Here we go. That's another cut right there. It says, and your spirit shall return into the Most High, who gave it. Who made all the spirits? It's a cut, man. So ain't no that hell doctrine and all that is not biblical, man. It's very clear that reincarnation is in the scriptures. Close that out. Get another one. Ecclesiastes 3. I think I got what I wanted out of here. Yeah, I got what I wanted out of here. Let's go to the next one. Second Esdras is 14. And it's in the 30s. Yeah, 34. Second Esdras 14, verse 34. It says, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, and ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. For after death shall judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. So what is this? For after death shall the judgment come. So you get your judgment from the Most High, and you play out your judgment on earth. So you got these, like for example, you got the plane crashes, babies dying when they were born, all that stuff. And then it says, then you shall live again. So what is that? there's just no remembrance of former things, which is what? That's in Ecclesiastes. I think that's in the first chapter. Let me get that. Get that real quick. This the straight cut to all that, man. I'm gonna start at 9. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anywhere of it may be said, see, this is new? It hath already been of old time, which was before us. There's nothing new under the sun. So, for just a couple of examples of stuff there's nothing new. Or a couple of examples to give you guys, paint a picture. Like what? Prostitution was there in the old days. Homosexuals, wicked niggas, man. It's all been. Everybody has been here and returning to their lot. So you was a scoffer. That's your lot. You was scoffing back then. Scoffing against the prophets, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. You was scoffing against them. It's the same wicked 2/3 niggas, man, that's doing the same exact thing that they was doing back then. 11. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. So you don't remember. We all know that we was here, but we don't know what we were doing or who we were in our past lives. Also, hold on, I'm gonna get one more precept, because this also proves the point that back in the day that we knew I think it was, gotta bear with me, I think it's in Matthew. I didn't have it pulled up, but I'm gonna go to Matthew real quick. It also goes to the point. It's Matthew 16. Bear with me. The keyboard's doing something. Okay, Matthew 16. I think it's 16. In the kind of Yahushua. Our people knew about reincarnation back in the day, and now we don't know. And now it's a big mystery and a stomach block to these people out here, man. And maybe the Most High is just not, maybe the Most High is just not dealing with you on that level yet. Is it 13? Yeah. It's Matthew 16 verse 13. When Yahushua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi and Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And 14, and they said, some say thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. He said unto them, but whom say ye that I am? And Simon and Peter answered and said, thou art the Mashiach, the Son of the living power. So now we know that all these prophets weren't around at this time. So how are they saying that there are these people if they're not here? They weren't roaming the earth at this time. So that also that shows that we understand and we knew reincarnation, regeneration. So that cuts all that stuff. So I want to know how And where do people get this doctrine from? Because it's clear throughout all the scripture that reincarnation exists and that we come back every third or fourth generation. I think that's the point. I think I made my point. I think I'm gonna end the lesson. But reincarnation does exist. Y'all got precepts. Put them in the comments on the comment board. I think that's it for the lesson. I think I'm gonna get to the point, and I got to the point. I'm in the lesson on this one. Hope the lesson was edifying. I'm trying to think. There's one more. I think there's one more scripture I want to get to, but I think that's it. I think I got to my point. I think it was in because I know one scripture that people right here. That's the spirit right there. Let me get this real quick. I'm gonna get to the point. I'm gonna end the lesson. I want to just get to the point and not do much babbling. Hebrew 9. I think this is where the confusion comes in at. Hebrews 9 and verse 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. So Mashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall appear the second time without sin unto salvation. Now, people, this must be a stumbling block for people. It says, and as it is appointed unto men once to die. That's very clear. When you're back on earth, when you're in your earthly tabernacle, how many times do you die? You die once. But then after, what do? You go to the spirit world, you get your judgment, you come back third or fourth generation, and you live out the judgment that you got. That's what that's talking about. It's not talking about just one time you die completely and that's it. You just that's what people get confused at. But reincarnation clearly cuts that hell doctrine and clearly cuts that to a T. Because you got some GOCC, they still that fallen angel bull, all types of just wickedness, man, being pushed around Israel right now. But that's it. I got to the point. Hope you brothers have been edified. If you got precepts, I just want to get like to the basic scriptures. If you can't get it, hey, the Most High, pray to the Most High, open your understanding, and you pray for it, man. And if you can't get it, then hey, the Most High is not dealing with you. We moving on to the next topic. To the next time, I say shalom. Hope you brothers been edified.